Shabbat Shalom and a Happy New Year. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Noach. It's the second portion of the Torah. We're going to try to focus on different things we can learn from the portions to make our coming year better. This Torah portion is primarily about Noah and his ark. About the ark, it says, Tzoar ta'aseh l'teva. God instructs Moses, Tzoar, which the commentaries say means a window, ta'aseh l'teva, to make for the ark. Baal Shem Tov takes this verse and turns it completely around. He says the word tzoyar can also be translated as shining. The word teva can mean word. A Jewish person has to make the words of his Torah and his tefillah shine. Ascent has a personal story about that. In 1984, I wrote to the Lubavitcher Rebbe a letter complaining about how difficult it was to start to establish Ascent, and the Rebbe, among many other beautiful pieces of advice, he wrote to me, it's well known that things that are done with enthusiasm succeed more. That's what the Baal Shem Tov was telling us. A person has to say the words of Torah, say the words of tefillah with enthusiasm. How do we get to this enthusiasm when a person thinks about the words? They come from an inner meditation, and then he will feel them, experience them, and say them in an excited and charismatic way. Okay, the Baal Shem Tov goes farther than that. He says that it's very interesting. One of the teachings of Kabbalah is that each way that we can spell a word shows on a different power of the word. The word Sohar can also be spelled as Rotza, which means will. It's Tzorer, which means a challenge or a difficulty, and Hatzar means a person or an enemy. Okay, and the Baal Shem Tov says, wow, when a person says the words of Torah and Tefillah with enthusiasm, make them shine, the word Tzohar, he takes the meaning, he's showing that he's Rotza, he has, his will is in it. Then he takes the Tzara, the difficulty, from the Tsar, from the enemy, and he turns them into something positive, into Tzor, something that's shining. We actually have a proof from this in a verse from the prophets. The verse says, it's in Yirmiyahu, the 30th chapter, Eis Tzoro hui liYaakov, when the Jewish people, the Jewish people called Yaakov, when the Jewish people have a difficulty, umimeno yivashea. The prophet says, not only will we be saved from the difficulty itself will come the salvation. That's what it means when we take the tzara, the difficulties, and we make them tzohar, we make them shine. Shabbat Shalom.